This is Optimal Relationships Daily, episode 950, Quarantine Parenting, Simple Ways to Keep Up Our Children's Reading Skills, by Adina Soclof of ParentingSimply.com. Hello, everybody, and welcome to ORD. I am your host, Greg Audino, and boy, do I have news for you. Yes, it's already been an exciting week of announcements here on ORD, but as I said, there is one more, and it's finally time to let you in on our little secret. So by now, you probably know about our subscriber-only ORD episodes that we began airing this week, which you will find in your feed if you listen to the show on Spotify specifically. We've had a really great response so far, actually. A lot of subscribers, and people do seem to be enjoying the different flavor they bring, as those episodes consist of me breaking down different exercises you can work on to sharpen not just your relationships, but other areas of life. And it's done in such a way that you can tailor each exercise to whatever your individual situation may be. But you may have also heard me tease a bit about a second announcement coming in regards to ORD. Well, we thought subscriber-only episodes weren't enough. We wanted to give you even more content. People, it has been a long time coming, but starting tomorrow, ORD is going to be 7 days a week. That is right, Optimal Relationships Daily will actually be daily. I will be here with you each day of the week from now on, doing what we do best, sharing more free content to help you improve your relationships. So, what about these weekend episodes? Well, for those who don't know, I also host the show Optimal Living Advice, which is a Q&A style show on which I use my background as an advice columnist and a life coach to answer tough questions that viewers send in about what they're struggling with and how to overcome it. As you could imagine, a lot of questions that come in there revolve around relationships. So, we're planning to start airing some of those relationship-centered episodes here on ORD once per weekend. It adds a little something different to the show and makes it easier to see how the many strategies we learn about here can actually be applied to real-life scenarios. So, to summarize, the Monday to Friday structure will be the same as it's always been. Then one episode on the weekend will be a Q&A about relationships, and the other will be back to our standard format that you're used to during the week. And that is, of course, on top of the subscriber-only episodes available now on Spotify for just $4.99 a month. A lot to take in, a lot to keep track of, but a whole lot to be excited about. So thanks so much to all of you for helping us to keep building the show this way and provide you with even more content and information. Obviously, we couldn't do it without you and your determination to improve the relationships in your life. So, folks, here is to you. Now, as for our regularly scheduled programming, today we've got a great post from Adina Soclof out of her website, ParentingSimply.com. She's going to help parents play a little catch-up with their children's reading, a valuable skill for parents, even with kids' school schedules getting increasingly back to normal. Let's dive in and see what she's got for us as we optimize your life. Quarantine Parenting, Simple Ways to Keep Up Our Children's Reading Skills, by Adina Soclof of ParentingSimply.com. Quarantine parenting is tough, but it does have a positive side to it. Devoid of many community responsibilities and with many venues still closed, parents have a lot more time to devote to their families. There are many activities that we can do now with our children. Cooking, baking, simple arts and crafts, biking, and playing catch. There is one thing, though, that is an absolute favorite of mine and is also critical to maintaining our children's academic level, and that is reading to our kids. Many parents have contacted me with concerns that their children are falling behind in either their newly acquired reading skills or their more advanced skills. Reading with children, either to them or alongside them, can help them maintain the skills that they will need once school opens up again. Read to your children. The benefits of reading to our children are considerable. Reading establishes and builds neural pathways in a young child's developing brain. It expands their vocabulary, encourages independent thinking, reasoning, and an ability to develop opinions. Morals and values can be imbued through literature. But most of all, it's a time to cuddle, connect, laugh, and enjoy the written word. This can lay the foundation for a love of reading. When children love to read, whether by themselves or with their parents, they are less likely to lose their literacy skills. Reading is nostalgic. One of the best parts of reading with kids is that you get to revisit your youth. As the adult, you are usually in charge of buying the books or checking them out of the library. I loved sharing my favorite books with my children. The Diggingest Dog, Red Hat, Green Hat, Are You My Mother? As they got older, we read all the books in the series of All in the Family, The Great Brain, Little House on the Prairie, and Pippi Longstocking, just to name a few. The more you enjoy reading with your children, the more you will read to them. A win-win proposition. Keep up your children's reading skills. As I just mentioned, many parents are concerned with all the virtual learning going on that their children's reading skills are suffering. We as parents can step in and up our game when we read with our children. We can make reading more interactive and lighthearted. As much as possible, we want to avoid reading drills and dry lessons. One activity to help young children develop and maintain good reading skills is to review the storybook pictures before you read the words. You can point to pictures and named objects and characters. Encourage your children to notice the pictures and explain what you notice and what you wonder about. Have them guess what the book is about just from the pictures. You can also ask them some questions like, what is happening on this page? What do you see on this page? What do you think this is? Why do you think this character looks so sad, excited, or happy? Where is the character on this page? What just happened? Older children, usually up until about 4th grade, may still enjoy having books read to them out loud. There might be less pictures in books geared to older readers, but some more sophisticated questions could be asked, such as, what do you think is going to happen next? What do you think of the character? Was it right what she did? Do you think this is similar or different to another book, or the character in another book? Once you have finished the book, you can ask, if you were the author, how would you have ended the book? Were there any changes you would have made to the book? Would you have added any characters? The idea is to have fun. Have them use their imaginations and critical thinking skills. Audiobooks. Parents are overwhelmed right now. Some days reading to our kids along with all the other household chores might just be too much. Not to worry, audiobooks can come to the rescue. Audiobooks are a great way to keep children engaged and entertained and not attached to a screen. They're also helpful for children who are struggling with reading. Audiobooks can actually help improve children's reading skills by introducing them books above their reading level and to new genres that they might otherwise have not considered. They are also a great way to relax with your children. Well-written children's books are often enjoyable for adults as well. They often provide a bridge to important topics of discussion for parents and kids. Our children will have to do some catching up when schools open, hopefully this fall. Helping our children develop or maintain a love of books and reading can help. You just listened to the post titled, Quarantine Parenting, Simple Ways to Keep Up Our Children's Reading Skills, by Adina Soclof of ParentingSimply.com. Great work from Adina as always. To no one's surprise, she seems to have adapted her parenting abilities perfectly well to quarantine. She's absolutely right in that quarantine has been such a great time for parents to develop closer and more engaged relationships with their children. I really like what she has to say here on the value of reading to kids and really elaborating on how that process can be boundless for parents. There are so many ways to expand the reading experience, though, and one that I think easily transitions from everything Adina has mentioned here would be writing stories with children. This could be a natural next step for parents to follow, as the types of questions she's offered really give children a chance to better understand the stories and characters, and using the answers they come up with to encourage them to write stories of their own is yet another way to expand their creativity and help them hone more skills that they might be missing out on by being out of school or at least having limited attendance. Food for thought, parents. Whether or not the kiddos take you up on this, surely they will appreciate the care and attention down the road, and surely you will appreciate having as much time with them as possible when they're youngsters. We are done for today, though, my friends. But hey, we're not done for the weekend. That's right, you no longer have to worry about being away from me for 2 days. All the articles I've read that have mentioned not being overly attached or too reliant on people, who cares? I'm going to be here 7 days a week now. So saddle up. It is my pleasure to finally say that I will see you bright and early tomorrow for the Saturday show, everyone. That's where your optimal life awaits.